Hello everyone, welcome back to Enginuity Lab. This is our third video in the CATIA V5 beginner series. In our last video we learned how to create profiles in CATIA V5. Today we shall take next important step, constraining the sketches. This include applying geometric constraints, dimensional constraints and using operation and transformation toolbars to refine your design. Why constraints are important? In CATIA, when we create sketches like this one in your screen, this sketch is not a fully constrained sketch. When we move one line or this circle or anything from this sketch, everything will be moving along with that, like that. When we are moving this line, this circle is also moving and dimension of the circle increasing. This is creating a lot of problem when we assemble these parts or create drawing for these parts, then this will create problem and you may have problems in fit and function of the entire assembly. Constants are used to specifically relate one element to another. So if we create constant on these things, then if you want to change the dimensions later, then still it is possible to change the dimensions. Like here I am constraining the sketches. Now the sketch is fully constrained. Now if I want to move this line or this line, this circle, it is not moving. But if I want to change the dimension of this 190 to 150, just double click on the dimension and change the value of the dimension. Now it is 150, but it is showing me in red because the dimension of this one is so small that this dimension is affecting this. So for that I have to do it only 180. Now you can see the design is fully constant. So next is there are two types of constraint in designing. One is your geometric constraint, another one is your dimensional constraint. What is geometric constraint? Geometric constraints are this one: this line is vertical, this line is horizontal, this is coincidence point. How? And dimensional constraints are the dimensions. In CATIA there are two different tools available to create the geometric dimension, also as well the dimensional constant, geometric constant and dimensional constants. This in the constant toolbar you have this one. This is called constant define in dialog box. When you click on any line or any profile of your sketch, then this icon will be activated. Click on this. You can see there are different options available here. Right now only the vertical and the fix and the length is activated. According to your sketch, the different boxes will be activated when you create different drawings. Like if I select the circle, you can see there. Here you can find the radius, diameter and the fix option is available, activated. And when you click on the dimension constant, this is your dimension constant, which is named as constants only. if you double click on this one and apply dimension to all the lines or you required, this will apply to all. If you in CATIA there is an option for continuous applying the dimensions or continuous apply of any command, you have to double click on that icon. If you want to only create only one dimension, once click and create the dimension. Now you are out of the command. If you double click on this, then you can create number of dimensions as per your requirement. So what is fully constant sketch? As I tells you, this is a fully constant sketch. Ideally, a complete sketch must be a fully constant. The size and location of the sketch must be clearly defined, and under constant sketch may not maintain design intent when modifications are made to the model. Like I am deleting this dimension. If I make this dimension to 150, now you can see the circle diagram is totally different than we want. So this will create problems while we create 3D models or assembly design. This will create a big problem. Constraint sketch allow you to fully use associative and parametric capabilities of CATIA. The constraint status of a sketch indicated by its color. Now what is green? Now you can see the whole sketch is in green color. Green indicates that this sketch is fully constant. The geometry is fixed and cannot move without changing dimensional values. What is white indicates? If we don't apply any constraint, now we can see some some lines and profiles are in white. This defines that the sketch is under constraint. Some degree of freedom is still remain. So the degree of freedom, like this one, this is free, this is also free, so we have to apply the dimensions over here. Purple indicates there is also a purple. What indicates the purple? When we apply more than one dimension to a single profile, then this will show you in purple. This defines there are too many constraints or over constraint. Also there is another symbol, red indicates, red indicator. When I make this dimension to 150, this is showing in red because this dimension, this creation of this profile is not possible in this sketch, because when we create the dimension to 150, this is comes somewhere here, and the radius, this will go and hit this line, so this creation of this dimension is not possible. So let's know about the geometric constraints. To find the geometric constant dialog box, click on any profile and keep the dimension where you want to give constraint. So first one is the fix. A fixed element cannot be modified. When you click on the fix, then this element cannot be modified. Right now I am making it fixed. Okay, so if I want to change this dimension to 85, then only the dimension can be modified, and you cannot move this dimension by using anything. Coincidence. What is coincidence? Makes a point of an element coincidence with other element. Like there are two lines I am showing you, and this is another line. I want a coincidence between this point and this line. Click on this point, control plus click on this line, and select the constraint box and click on the coincidence. Now you can see these two lines are coincidence to each other. When you move this line, the horizontal line also moving. When you move the horizontal line, now the vertical line also moving. Okay, concentricity. What is concentricity? Concentricity, this makes two circle or arc concentric. Like here one circle I have, and another circle. I want that these two circles must be concentric to each other. So what to do? Click on one circle, click on the another circle, click on the geometric constant and concentric. Now you can see both these circles are concentric to each other. This is called concentricity. Tangency. Tangency, when I want to create a tangent line, a line tangent to this circle. So how to create that one? I have a line and I have a circle. Select both by using control key. Click on constant, geometric constant, and now you can see the tangency dialog box is also activated. You can just click on the tangency. Now your line is tangent to this circle, but this is not coincidence with the circle. For that you have to select this circle and select the point of the line and click on geometric constant and click on coincidence. Now the line is coincident and concentric to this circle. Coincident and tangency to this circle. Parallelism. When you want to create two lines parallel to each other, like this line and I have another line, I want to create this line parallel to this line. How to do that? For that, click on this one line and control and click on the another line and geometric constant. Now the parallelism dialog box is also activated. Click on the parallelism. Now you can see this line is parallel to this one. Parallelism means the angle between these two lines is 0. Okay. Next is perpendicularity. I have one line, horizontal line, and another line which is at an angle. I want to create this line and this line perpendicular. Click on the geometric constant and say perpendicular. Now this line is perpendicular to the horizontal line, and you want a coincidence. As I already told you, click on this line, click on this point, and coincidence. Now this is perpendicular and coincident. Horizontal line. How to create a horizontal line? When you create a line, this is with some angle to the horizontal axis. You want to make this line as horizontal, just click on this line, constraint, and click on horizontal. Now your line is horizontal. Same way you can create a vertical line as well. By clicking on constraint and in the vertical. Now your line is vertical. Symmetry. What is symmetry? We create a rectangle first. This is a rectangle. And these lines are horizontal, these lines are vertical. This is created automatically when you click on, when you create any geometry on your sketcher workbench. So I want to create the symmetry. Click one line and click another line as well, and the symmetric axis, about which axis you want to create a symmetry. Click both these lines, click the axis, and go to constraint and symmetry. Apply the symmetry. Now you can see both the lines are equidistant from your axis or the vertical axis. If you want to make symmetry from in horizontal axis as well, click on one line, click on another, then click by using control key, click on horizontal line, and then the constant dialog box, and then symmetry. Now your box is rectangular box is symmetric on horizontal axis as well as on vertical axis. Now go to the and other constraint, geometrical constraint are like angle, radius. These are available when we create the dimensions, or we create the, for angle we have to create two different lines angle to each other. For radius we have to create a circle. So let's go to the dimensional constraints. Dimensional constraints, this is your dimensional constraint, and this is your contact constraint. Click on the dimension constraint, give dimension to this line. I want to change this length to 200. Just double click on the dimension, and the constant definition dialog box will open, and change the value. I have 200 and click on OK. Now your dimension is set to 200. Next one is give dimension to the vertical lines. Now I want to give it 100. Now your rectangular box is fully constrained. This is your distance dialog box, where the distance between the two lines are calculated. If you want to give length, you want to give distance between two lines. Okay, first of all let's know about the distance. Click on the dimensional constant, click on one line, click on the another line. Now you can find the distance between the two lines, and you can change according to your requirement. Next one is the length. Length is when you give length to a line, just click on the line now and place the dimension as per your requirement. Now you can find the length of this line. If you want to change the length, just double click on the dimension and change the length. Okay. Angle. There are two non-parallel lines, okay, or angular line. I want to know the angle. Click on the dimension constant, click on the horizontal line, click on the angular line. You can find your angle, and you can adjust your angle by double clicking on the angular dimension and change the value of the dimension angle. Radius or diameter. How to give radius or diameter to any circle or arc. I have a circle here. I want to give radius or diameter to this radius. Click on the dimension constant, click on the circle. Now you are represented this dimension with diameter. Double click on the diameter. If you want to change this to radius, you have radius only, you don't have the diameter value. Click on radius, and now you can give your radius. If you want to change the representation of radius to diameter, change it from here, diameter, and your representation change to diameter. Here you can see. Now the sketcher orientation. It is recommended that the screen be oriented parallel to the sketching plane you are in. While creating sketches geometry, by default this will happen automatically. When you exit the sketcher workbench, the screen will immediately return to previous 3D orientation. By default, all geometry in space is available while you are in sketcher workbench. This means possible of constant 2D sketcher geometry to feature in not in the same sketch, even the same sketch plane. While we creating, sometimes this is gone like this or somewhere like this. How to normalize this plane? Just click on this icon, normal view. When you click on this view, now your sketch is parallel to your screen. You can orient your sketch view by using normal to view. Now controlling the constant dimension direction. Here we have two circles. Okay. One is a small one is a bigger one. I want to give dimension to outer of these two circles. How I can give the dimension? Click on first circle, click on the second circle. Now you can find the dimension is outside of the circles. And also sometimes it's possible that your dimension is not vertical or not horizontal. So how to do that? Right click, do not place the dimension before placing that, right click and if you want to horizontal measure direction or vertical measure direction. If I clock it, now you can see this is, click on the vertical measure dimension. Now your dimension is representing on the vertically. If you want to measure it on horizontally, now you can find the horizontal direction. Now the dimension is inside of two circles. If I want to change it, just swap location. Okay, in this way you can change your dimension representation. Now let's go to the sketcher relimitations tool. Sketcher relimitations tools, these are available on, and before that I have another one actual. This is fixed together. When you want to fix all these together, you can click on this clip icon and your all the sketches are fixed to each other. You don't require any dimensions or constant to give in the sketches. This will fix your all the dimension. This is your auto constant. When we create a complex profile, this will help us to constant automatically to give constant to all the lines profiles when you create. This is your animate constant and this is your edit multi constant. While we have 2 or 3 dimensions here, I want to edit all the dimensions at once. Click on this, this, this and this, and I click on edit multi-dimension. Now you can see offset 47, which is 136.734. This is your current value. If you want to change, just change this value to 130. If you want to change the radius, this is now 40. If you want to change it to 30, now this is showing you the initial values as well as the current values. This is angle. If you want to change it to 45 and say okay, your all the dimensions are changed according to your requirement. Let's go to the relimitation of the tools. The relimitations tools trim or extend existing sketch geometry. They can be found in the relimitation toolbar, which is applied menu in the operation toolbar. In your operation toolbar, this is your operation toolbar. Here you can find different relimitations tools. First one is the corner. What is corner? Corner, like here we have a sharp corner here between these two lines. So click on this operation corner and click one line, click on two line. This will allow you smooth your corner by applying radius. You can give radius here as well, or you can click on, then you will find your radius here and change the radius to at your requirement. Like I change it to 10. This is corner toolbar, or we can call fillet toolbar. This is your chamfer toolbar. Chamfer tool in a rectangle. If you want to give chamfer to all this corner, click on chamfer, click on one line, click on the second line, and you can find the angle and the length. Now angle is 45 degree. If your chamfer angle is 45 degree, you can manage accordingly, or the length of the chamfer. And if you want to, there are different type of chamfers also, which you know. This is trim element first one, the trim both the elements. Standard lines do not trim this. When we this will create a construction line, or hidden lines. When we create this will construction lines, no trim. And click on this line, click on this line. Now if you want to change the angle to 30, I'm just changing this length to 30. And also you have in flyout menu two different options: angle and hypotenuse, first and second length, as well as the angle and the first length. You can click on the angle and the first length 45 degree, and the length is 2 mm. Now you can find 2 by 2, this length is 2 mm, and your angle is 45 degree. This is your chamfer 2 into 45 degree angle chamfer. Trim. This is your relimitations toolbar. This is available here. All the options are available here actually. The first one is the trim. Like I have two lines. And I want to trim this portion of this line. Just click on trim and select this line and trim. Click on this line and click till the intersection. Now we can find these two lines are trimmed. We have flyout actual. When you click on here, you have flyout option. One is trim all elements, another is trim first element. For that trim first element, when you use the trim first element, click on trim first element and click on this, Now you can find your only one element is trimmed, this one is trimmed. After trim, we have quick trim option. This is your quick trim. This rubber tool you find in your operation toolbar. This is your quick trim. If you want to trim, like click on this rubber and you want to trim this one, this is your quick trim. You are able to trim as fast. And the selected line will be trimmed. Next one is the break. When you want to break this line between the here, you want to break it to two lines. Click on the break. You can find it here actually. What to do in your next command. Break the element. Select the element to be broken, or this is the line I want to break, and select a point where I want to break it. Select this line. Now this single line becomes two lines. When you click on this line, this is one and it's another one. Mirror and symmetry. This is your mirror option and this is your symmetry option. Both are the same, only one difference is that in mirror you can, let's create a axis about where I want to mirror this. I want to mirror this element, this angular element. So I have select this one and click on the mirror and then click on the axis. Now you can find these two lines are mirror, and create another two lines. If I want to create symmetry only, if I want to create symmetry, then what will happen? Click on symmetry, select the object you want to make symmetry of that one. This is my object, and select the axis. Now you can find only one element is available and the original element is deleted. This is called symmetry. This is the difference between the symmetry and the mirror. Next one is translation. Translation means the translation tools move the selected geometry along a translation vector. First of all, select, I want to translate this circle. Select the object, select the translate tool, this one available on mirror, and then select the duplicate mode if you want to create duplicates 2, 3 and change the instances. This will create number of items you want to create. And also this mode is keep internal constants. If you select this one, then the dimension 60 it will available to all the newly created entities. If you did not select this one, then this will not create the dimensions available in the original entity. And keep the external constants. This also allow you to give the external constants to the newly created entities. Now I have 3, and after that click on the center point and give the distance, at how many distance you want to translate the new entity, and select. Now you can find these dimensions are diameter 60 is available on the new entity as well. Next one is rotation or rotate tool. This is translate tool, this is your rotate tool. I have a line, this is my origin. I have a circle here, this is around 20 mm circle, and dimension from the horizontal axis is 50 mm. Now, and I want to create 4 circles in the radius of 50 mm. So what to do? Click on this, click on the object, click on the rotate command, then how many instances you want to create? Like I want to create 4 instances. Okay, select duplicate mode and constant conversation. If you select on this one, then your newly created entities will be with the constants available in the original one. Click on here and then click on the center point, click on the radius, reference line, and I have selected 4 duplicates, so add original one. This will create 5 numbers. Okay, and the value you can give the value here as well, at how much angle. Now change it to 3, and at the angle value if you give it, this is 90, then now you can see another 3 entities created, and with diameter of 20 mm. This one is selected already. Scale means this will allow you resize the selected sketched element. This is your scale. This will allow you to resize your selected entity. So first of all, select one and select the scale. Duplicate mode, what is the value? This is 0.5. okay, now we can create. Or another way, select the circle, select scale, select the center point, then give the value. I want to create it twice, means 2. Now the newly created dimension is 40, you can find here. Okay, this value is 40. To increase and to decrease the value, select this circle, select the scale, select the center point, then give. If I want to create 10 mm of circle, then I say 0.5. This will create the half of the original entity. This will become 10. Next one is offset. This is your offset option. I want to offset, create another circle which is offset to 1 or 2 mm to this circle. Click on offset. In flyout menu you can find different options. This is your both side offset. Okay, if you want to offset it both side, if you click on here, you can see there are 2 lines created, and new position, what should be the new position? Give the dimension to 2 mm offset. Okay, do it once again. Click on here, click on the offset for the single offset. Here you can give your dimension. Now you can find this is 5.26 and change the value to 5 mm. Okay, and click on offset, click on here. When we create both side offset, this will allow us to create offset on both the sides. You can find, if I want to 2.5, 2.5. Now you can find 2 lines are created. These 2 lines created 2.5 mm from the center line, this line. This is offset. Now this is your project 3D element. This we will discuss in another chapter, where we use the project 3D element in while creating 3D geometries. Next is analyzing the sketch. What we have created is everything is fully constrained or under constraint, or is anything open in the profile. We will check everything by using sketch analysis. Let's create a profile. This one, this one, this one, and like this, and give some radius to here, to this point, give radius to this point actually. Okay, change the dimension. This will be 61 or 10. This should be 10. This should be 10. I am giving dimension to this one. This is 130. This is 80. Okay, and this line is coincident to the vertical axis. Select this vertical axis, select the line, coincidence. Now as this is showing us green, so let us check if this profile is fully constant or any problem available in this sketch. First of all, to check that one, I am deleting this dimension and go to tools, sketch analysis. Now you can see in this sketch implicit profile opened 7 curves and point distance. Now it's showing us there are 7 curves available in this drawing. Let's check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. There are 7 curves available and this profile is opened. End point distance is not available. Corrective action you have to do. You can find all the diagnosis here. 0.117 under constraint, geometric construction. When you click on this one, you can find which point that was it's asking for. That means this one. This is under constraint. Line 38 iso constraint. Point this one. This is also iso constraint. Iso constraint means this is constant to the fixed point. This is also line 40 each. You click on this one, line 40. This is under constraint, means we don't have this dimension and we don't have this dimension, and also this is open. You can find all the details here over here. This is called sketch analysis, and after that you can give dimensions to here, like I am giving this is 50, and I am closing this 2 points. How to close these 2 points? Click on first point, click on the second point, constraint and coincidence. Now the profile is fully constant and closed. Let's check again. Tools, sketch analysis. Now you can find the implicit profile is status closed. All the 7 curves is fully defined. In sketch analysis, we have another tool which called performing check solving status. Here in this sketch I have deleted this dimension, and let me check this icon. This is called check solving status. When I click on this, this will show you that this drawing is under constraint, and showing you in orange that this dimension is not fully constant. So let us constrain this one and check again. I am giving dimension to this. This is 50 mm. Now click on check, and this is called iso constraint or fully constant. Now my sketch is fully constant, not open. And that's how you constrain sketches in CATIA V5 with right combination of constraint, operation and transformation. Your sketches become stable and precise, ready for 3D modeling. In the next video we practice some examples to create profiles, give dimensions and sketch analysis as well. Thanks for watching Enginuity Lab. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more CATIA tutorials. If you have questions, drop them in the comment and I shall be happy to help you. See you in next video.